whenever we are helping a household find a home, we tell them to pay close attention to the property taxes. Property taxes
Absolutely.
play a big part in determining your monthly mortgage.
And it's good to have you all here today. And we're going to be sending this meeting today to a lot of people. So our intention as a Escobar Home team with Keller Williams is to serve our community, to serve people that sometimes they don't have this type of information handy. So our desire is that take it to you via in person right now or through Facebook or any other means we can, so that you benefit from all of these programs.
So once a year, we ask the Cook County Tax Assessor's Office to send someone to help us update information on the exemptions for property taxes. And we've actually had really good feedback in the past years where people have gotten back to us and told us that they've actually been able to save thousands of dollars. And sometimes they've even gotten checks back from the previous years. So we're really happy to be able to have this. And today, Hector Dominguez from the Cook County Tax Assessor's Office is here with us today. So Hector, thank you for being here and take it away.
Thank you guys for having me. You literally could have asked for anybody else, but you chose me, so I appreciate it. This makes up for all the times I didn't get picked in school. Just kidding, I always got picked. My name is Hector Dominguez. I am here on behalf of the Cook County Assessor's Office. We have a lot to go over with you guys today. We're going to be talking about different programs that our office offers for discounts on your property taxes, a couple policy changes, if you will, that you should be paying attention to. And then at the very end, we're going to answer some questions. So if you have a question now and you are like me and you need to ask those questions immediately or you'll forget, go ahead and put them in the comments and in the Q&A, sorry. And when we are done, we'll jump right in there and we'll answer them. So let us begin. So the 2023 Exemption Workshop. Thank you guys for having me. So what is the responsibility, or what are some of the responsibilities of the assessor's office? There are many. I'm going to cover a couple, right? So it is our job to value over 1.9 million different properties in Cook County. That's almost 2 million different properties, right? How do we do this? By using what's called a mass appraisal system, right? So in a nutshell, we take properties that are sold at market value, so not short sales, not foreclosures, not hand-to-hand transactions from grandma to grandchild or mother to parent, mother to child, and then we just average them out. That's how it's supposed to work. This year, the 2023 reassessment cycle is going to be affecting the south and west suburbs of Cook County. So Cook County is broken up into 3 sections, right? Now, when we say Cook County, we don't just mean Chicago, right? We mean the entire county. We're the second largest county in the United States of America next to Orange County, California, right? The OC. So for this year, we're going to be doing the south and western suburbs. Last year, we did the northern suburbs. And then next year, we're going to do the city of Chicago. So just keep that in mind. If you're living in the city, you won't be reassessed until next year. So responsibilities of the assessor's office. We also offer discounts on your property tax bill. I call them discounts. We, as an office, call them exemptions, right? It's just a way for you to lower your property tax bill. Something you should definitely be taking advantage of, but we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes. What we don't do is collect tax bills. What we don't do is mail out tax bills. What we don't do is calculate tax bills. I know that's what you think we do. I know that's what you're told we do, but that is not the case. We are not responsible for tax levies as well, your property tax rate, that's your specific township. And we're also not responsible for the state equalizer. That is just something that the Department of Revenue votes on to make Cook County equal with all the other counties in Illinois. Pretty simple. Here are the exemptions that our office offers. And I want to be very clear. There are going to be some policy changes coming up, and I want you guys to, this is being recorded, so if you want to pause after I go through this, you can. If you want to freeze, you can. If you want to write this down, you can. Just, I see somebody watching and driving. Please don't crash. All right? It's not worth it. It is not worth it. All right. You can pull over or you can press play later when this is on Facebook. All right. But the exemptions that are going to be changing are going to be, and I'm going to go over them, the veterans with disability exemption, the persons with disability exemption, and the senior freeze exemption. But let's talk about it. Right. So very first one we're going to talk about is the homeowner exemption. This is very simple. This is for anyone who owned and occupied their property as of January 1, 2022. So if you owned and occupied your property January 1, 2022, you qualify. Very simple. This exemption is auto-renewed. So the moment you apply for it, it will be automatically renewed for you going forward. The next exemption we're going to talk about is the senior citizen exemption. This is for anyone who was born in 1957 or before. You must have owned and occupied the property at some time within 2022. So it doesn't have to be January 1. It could be December 31st. As long as you own and occupy the property in 2022, or you owned and occupied the property in 2022, you qualify for this exemption. And you're born in 1957 or before. I wish you had like some cool sound effects, like rah, 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 like a big buzzer or something. Exemption policy change, ladies and gentlemen. The senior freeze, or what was once known as the senior freeze, will now, going forward, be called the low-income senior citizen assessment freeze. Plot twist. Spoiler alert. We're still going to call it the senior freeze. Just on paper, it's called the low-income senior citizen assessment freeze. This will no longer automatically renew going forward. You have to reapply for this annually. Well, Hector, that doesn't make any sense. Why do I have to apply for this annually? I'm going to be 65 this year. I'm going to be 66 next year. I'm still going to be a senior after that. Well, I'm glad you asked, because the senior freeze is income-based. So you could be a very blessed and highly favored person and win the lottery next year and no longer qualify due to your financial situation, right? So what are the requirements for the senior freeze? You must have been born in 1957 or before. You cannot make more than $65,000 as a total household income. And you must have owned and occupied the property January 1, 2021 and January 1, 2022. There are also some more things we're going to tack on to this as well. So if you receive any, or if you're enrolled in any of the following programs, you qualify for the senior freeze as well. Aid to the Aged, Blind and Disabled program, the AABD, the Supplement Nutrition Assessment program, the SNAP program, the Low Income Home Energy Assistant program, LIHEAP, I think, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but you understand what I'm saying because you can see it. The Benefit Access program and the Senior Citizen Real Estate Tax Deferral program. If you are enrolled in any of these, you will be able to apply for the senior freeze as well. Now, because we have new policy changes, our application is going to look a little bit different as well. So once you get this application in the mail, there's going to be this portion at the very bottom. Just go ahead and click yes to what you can click yes, or check on, sorry, not click. Check on yes on whatever you can check yes on. Check no on whatever you check no on, and go ahead and fill out this application like you normally would. We just have this extra section in here as well. Ring, ring, ring. Exemption policy change. There's another one. The person with disability exemption. This exemption will automatically renew due to new state legislation, not related anything to COVID, right? So it will auto renew for you because of a new state legislation that was passed. So thank God for that. Also, policy change is our P-tax form, the one that we would give to you to give to your doctor. You can now give it to your physician and optometrist as well. So we're just trying to make this as accessible as humanly possible, right? We want everyone who can take advantage of this to take advantage of it. So to qualify, you must have been disabled in 2022. You must have owned and occupied the property January 1 of 2022 and liable for the property taxes. Very simple. None of that has changed. I told you there's going to be a lot of exemption policy changes this time around, but it's all for the good. It's all for the better. So, this exemption is not automatically renewed anymore. It wasn't when it started, and then through COVID, we auto-renewed it just because of COVID, but that is no longer the case. So the policy change is as follows. A non-remarried surviving spouse of the disabled veteran who had a service-connected disability certified by, I'm going to explain this in a minute, by the VA must have been a resident of Illinois from the time of the veteran's death through the taxable year. So what does that even mean? That means if my wife was a disabled veteran and receiving the exemption, and she passes away, God forbid, in order to take advantage of the exemption that she was receiving, must have been a Illinois resident. Very simple. That was always the case. It just wasn't in writing. It's not something that we really promoted, but now we're just going to speak about it a little bit more. So you just have to be a resident. That's all. Also, going forward, any veteran deemed permanently or totally disabled and has a 100% disability rate by the VA will automatically be renewed for their exemption. So we ran into this a lot where a lot of veterans were bringing us this letter from the VA. It's an eligibility letter, and it says, hey, I am totally and permanently disabled. Why do I have to keep bringing this? So as of this year going forward, you no longer have to do that. Once you provide this for us, you will be automatically renewed going forward. And this lets you know where your disability rate is and where the disabled indicator is on your VA letter as well. This is called a VA letter and an eligibility letter as well. The eligibility for this exemption is as follows. You must have, it's a lot. I'm sorry. It's a long list, but we're going to keep it simple for you guys. So you must be a resident who served in active duty of the U.S. service, right? Armed forces. Sorry, it must be active duty, right? You must have been honorably discharged. You must have a disability rate of 30% or greater. I'm going to explain that in a second. So if you are 30 to 49%, you get X removed off your tax bill. I know you see $2,500 there, but that doesn't mean dollars. That means a reduction in equalized assessed value. That's why I'm explaining it this way, so it makes more sense. Because most people think, oh, I'm getting $2,500 off my tax bill. Negative. That is not what this means, right? So 30 to 49%, you get X removed off your tax bill depending on where in the county you live. If you are 50 to 69%, you get X removed off your tax bill depending on where in the county you live. But if you're 70 to 100% disabled, you don't pay property taxes at all as long as your home is not worth more than $800,000. Now, I know you see 250 in EAV there, but if you do the math, and I did, and I work here, that's how I know it, that is a home that is valued at about $800,000. So if anyone here is a disabled veteran and your home is worth less than $800,000 and you're between 70 and 100, you don't pay property taxes at all. If you are one of those situations where your property is worth more than that, then you just got to pay the difference. Another policy change that's always been there, but we're going to kind of showcase it or bring it to the foreground a little bit more, is veterans that have a multi-unit apartment building will receive a prorated exemption. So in the past, many people were just claiming the exemption, but they had 2 units, they had 3 units, they had multiple units, right? Now it's only going to be applied to the property, to the unit you live inside of. So we just want to make sure that that is clear. Returning veterans exemption, nothing changed here. This is a very unique exemption. This is a 2-year exemption, so it's super cool. It is for the year you return and for the year afterwards. And it's you returning from active duty, right? So it's not, unfortunately, it's not for people who were in like World War II. We get that question a lot, or in any other war. It is active duty, so right now, right? You just came home right now. The long-time homeowners exemption. This is one of my favorite exemptions. This is for anyone who has owned and occupied their property for 10 consecutive years. So that's January 1 of 2012 all the way through January 1 of 2022. Your total household income cannot be greater than $100,000 as a total household income, and your equalized assessed value must have increased significantly within those 10 years. What does that even mean? I will show you in 4 slides. I will show you what that means, or I will tell you what that means. I don't know yet. Please note that if you do qualify for this exemption, our office would have or will send out the application to you about only 2% of the county actually qualifies for this exemption. So if you do qualify, we will mail out the application to you. But regardless, if you believe you do qualify and we didn't send one to you, I will show you how to let us know in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides. So we're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. The home improvement exemption. This one's easy. You don't have to do anything about this or for this or anything to qualify about this. Assuming, we're gonna do some simple math. Assuming your home is worth $100,000 and you legally put $75,000 worth of work into it. That means you hired somebody, they pulled permits, they did everything they were supposed to do. Your home should be worth $175,000. But the home improvement exemption, what that actually does is it freezes that increase for 4 years. So that means instead of being taxed on that extra 75 like everyone else would be, you are frozen for 4 years. This isn't something you have to apply for. Whoever is pulling your permits, once that's pulled, it will be sent to our office, and then our office will see, does it meet the criteria? Is it a class 2, which is a residential property? Is it your primary residence? Things like that. We'll go ahead and figure all that out. And if you qualify, you will get that discount as well. We also have some new things that we'd like for you all to be aware of. So you're going to be applying online. If you're new and you're going to be applying for something on our website, you would want to go to cookcountyassessor.com, and then we're going to have it ready. It's not ready yet, but it will be open in mid-March. This is where you would apply for your homeowner, your senior freeze, your disabled person, your returning veteran, your veteran with disabilities. All of them will be filed online. Here is where I want to spend a little bit of time. This is your tax bill. You get 2 of them a year. You get a blue one when it's cold outside, and you get a yellow one when it's warm outside. The blue one is 55% of the previous year's total tax bill. The second installment has nothing to do with the first one. It is not 45%. It is completely different. It is separate and unique. It has nothing to do with the first one. The cool thing about the second installment is if you look where it says tax calculator in this cool little red box, this is where your discounts will be listed. So your homeowner's exemption will be listed there. Your senior citizen, your senior freeze, all of those will be listed there. Now, earlier we talked about the long time exemption, and I said when we get to this part, I will show you where the increase needs to be in your equalized assessed value. If you look at the bottom portion where it says tax calculator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th number down is your equalized assessed value. That number specifically has to increase significantly within those 10 years for you to qualify for the long time exemption. So if you want to figure it out and you're like me and you keep all your records, just look at your old tax bills and look at that specific number. It would say 2020 equalized assessed value, 2019 equalized assessed value, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014, things like that. You can go all the way back. And if you see a significant increase within those numbers, there's a great chance that you would qualify for the long time exemption. If you want to stay connected with us, please do so. We love talking to you guys. We love hanging out with you guys. I do. I personally love it. You can contact us directly. Our number is 312-443-7550. You can follow us on social media. This is really cool. If you open up your camera app on your phone and you hover over the QR code on the screen, I don't know how good this is going to show up on you. Nope, it never shows up good. But oh yeah, right there. Beautiful. Our Linktree account pops up, and from here, you can do lots of different things just by scanning the QR code on your screen. So not now, Ms. Arroyo, as you're driving, but when you get home, I know you're not driving. I know you're the passenger. I know. I'm just picking on you. But when you guys get a chance, pull out your phone, open up your camera, hover over this QR code, and from there, you'll have quick access to everything. No red tape, right? You go straight to the link. You can contact us on social media. We are socially active, so we're on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, right? We're everywhere. And you can contact us directly if you want to go in person to one of our locations. We are located downtown, 118 North Clark. We're located at the Markham Courthouse, so that's south side, 16501 South Kedzie. If you want to hang out with us on the north side, Skokie, 5600 West Old Orchard Road, room 149. And very soon, actually, I think it might be open now, but I don't want to lie, so I'm not sure. But very soon on the south side as well, Bridgeview Courthouse will be opening soon as well. So guys, again, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for, you literally could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me tonight, and I appreciate it. So I see that we have a question in the, oh, no, we don't. I thought we did. We do not have any questions. That's sad. It's my favorite part. But what I'll do is I will stop sharing my screen, and now I'm back.
So I know that so what I did put in the chat was the contact information for the different counties in case you're not in Cook County. But what I really like about this presentation is that even if you're not in Cook County, you know what to ask, you know what to look for
Absolutely.
in your respective county. So does anybody else have any questions for Hector? This is his favorite part. So
This literally is my favorite part. I'm not lying at all. I think Miss Arroyo, she unmuted herself. Looks like you're in Lazos. Oh, that's your house. That's cool. It looked like a restaurant. It's really cool.
do you have a question?
What about you, Dave? Any questions?
Yep.
Need to get my taxes to check on the box, on the blue box.
That's good. Hector, is there any way if people are not as organized as you are, is there any way to look up those taxes, to back your taxes online or request?
Absolutely. Yes. How far back? I'm not sure, but you can definitely go back to 21 and 20 on the Cook County Treasurer's website. So Cook County Treasurer, I'm assuming cookcountytreasurer.com. You can definitely get your 2020 and your 2021 tax bills for sure. Before that, you would have to call them and ask. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Or
And then
you can just
here's the-
contact us directly. Yeah, you can definitely contact us directly as well.
Okay.
Send us a cool little email. And give me 1 second. Share my screen again. Right here, share. All right. Again, if you go here and you scan that little QR code, it'll give you a way to email our department directly. So the civic engagement department, you can communicate, you can contact us directly from there, and it'll go right to one of us 6, I think, or there's 7 of us now. I don't know, somebody just got hired, but you can contact us directly, and that'll work.
All right. How many years can you go back for your exemptions?
Exemptions? Great question. So let's pretend for whatever reason you did not file for your exemption, or you did and we lost it, or you did and your dog ate it, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? It disappeared. No tai, no taki, right? So as of right now, as of today, as of what are we, February 28th? February 28th, you can go back to 2018. So we can go all the way back to 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. But I would encourage you to file as soon as humanly possible if you may have missed 2018, because the cutoff date is coming soon. When will it happen? I have no idea, but I know it's usually around this time. So I would just encourage you all. It's February 28th. It takes 30 seconds, guys. Just go to our website, cookcountyassessor.com, click on the word exemption, click on certificate of error, and fill it out. If you missed the exemption. If you know you haven't, you have nothing to do. And then once you do that, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to process, and then the treasurer's office will send you a refund check if you do deserve one, right? If one belongs to you.
But if you miss the 2018 cutoff, then you can also still just apply for the 2019, 21, or 2019, 20, 21, and 22 then, right?
Absolutely. So, but here's the thing. One of my favorite parts of my job, besides talking and answering questions, is getting people money back. So I want you guys, when we're not doing this, right? We're not doing like face-to-face camera stuff. We're actually helping taxpayers get back thousands of dollars. That's thousands with an S. of dollars back. And I'm talking, sometimes it ranges from $600. Sometimes it goes all the way to $2,400. It just literally depends on what the situation is. So again, I would encourage you to, step one, look at your old tax bills and see if you received all your discounts. Step two, contact our office and say, hey guys, can you check if I received all my discounts? Step three, if you did not receive all your discounts, apply for the certificate of errors for those years. Step four, enjoy your money.
Nice. Okay.
We have a client in Cicero who recently received close to $3,000 in back taxes that he overpaid. So
Oh, yeah.
it
I
works.
believe that.
Mhm. So it works.
I believe it. Anybody else? If that is all, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for having me. I want to thank Lupe for putting those links in the comments, in the chat section. I'm sorry. For anyone who is interested on checking their old tax bill, she put the link where you can get the last two for sure. Anything after that, I don't remember, but you can get the last two for sure. That's the last link she just posted. And yeah, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
Elba, did you find your taxes? Did you have a question? Or are you good? Oh,
You're muted.
You're still on mute. Sorry. Oh, you're still on mute. Let me see if I can reach you here. Can you unmute?
Can't hear you.
Uh,
There you go.
okay, I was trying to see, you know, what you were talking about, the box, the blue box. But I got the other one. It's not the one that you were talking
No. So that's the correct one. The yellow tax bill is the one that has the discounts. So look at the bottom left-hand corner where it says tax calculator.
about. Oh, okay.
And right there, it should say homeowners blank. Do you see?
Yeah, well, I see the total before exemption, and it looked like this time of the year it went up too much. It used to be 6,000 and something, and now it went to 7,386. But with the homeowner exemption, it was a minus of 1,437.
So you got $1,000 off your tax bill because of the homeowner's exemption.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Very quickly, I want to show you something. If you look at the middle yellow portion above tax calculator,
Up on the top.
right there where it says county
It
taxes.
looks like your Wi-Fi name or
taxes,
password
water
has changed.
reclamation.
To update your Wi-Fi information, go to the Alexa app.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Alexa, be quiet.
Yes.
I got you. Mine was acting up too. I had to turn her off. So if you go there, you can see where the increase actually came from. You can see what here. Let me pull it up really quick. Give me a quick second. Un segundito, por favor.
Mm,
Boom. And where am I going? I'm going right here. So if you look here, if you look at my screen, you see miscellaneous taxes, school taxes, municipality taxes, county taxes. If you look at your school taxes, that's probably where the increase came from. So look at the first column and whatever it says there, and then look at the very last column and you'll see the difference.
yeah. I think that's what it is because of the school.
You know, it is. I don't want to blame anybody, but that's typically where it is. Most people's increases come from school districts. Specifically, if you don't live in the city of Chicago has one school district. Everywhere else has multiple school districts. So you might live in a place that has 3 or 4 of them, and then you got to pay for all 3 and 4 of them.
Okay. So we have to renew for this mid-March that's coming up again?
No, not you specifically, because you're already receiving the homeowner's exemption. So the
Okay.
homeowner exemption will be automatic.
Oh, okay.
But there are people who have never filed for it or maybe filed for it late, so it wasn't on their
So
tax bill,
that's
so
only
they will
for
have to
senior
apply.
citizens, right?
For anybody who didn't apply on time, or this is their first time applying, they'll have to apply in March, in the
Okay,
middle of March.
okay.
Okay, great.
Well, thank you all, guys, to be here with us today.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Hector. We appreciate your help and your knowledge.
I
And
appreciate you guys.
this is a subject that is difficult sometimes just because it's hard to find information sometimes. So, and we, Escobar Home Teams, we like to provide this for our clients. And again, some that they have taken actions after seeing this, after being in this meeting, they have received some big help. So if you have an opportunity to look at your tax bill and see that you're not receiving what you're supposed to receive, yes, they give you money back, and then you get the benefit yearly. So
How do I get my money back? How do I know?
If you missed. It's
They
if you
they
missed the
have money
exemption
from me.
and you did not.
You know what? Actually, they did send me at one point one letter where it says that they were holding some money, but I never got it.
So very quickly, so we're clear, because this is being recorded in 4K. That's not our office. We don't hold money. We don't issue refund checks. We don't collect any money. You don't pay our office. None of that. That's the Cook County Treasurer's office. But you are getting your discounts because you just read it to me. So only way you would ever get a refund for an exemption that you missed is if you missed it, and
Yes.
you are not. You're receiving it, so you're doing what you're supposed to do.
If you have any
Trust
questions,
me, Mira, look at her. She don't trust me.
Elba, if you ever have any questions about it, though, you can call the Cook County Assessor's Office and ask them. And if you don't have any of the previous ones to check, you can do that too. You can request copies of it so that you can see at what point did your exemption start.
But that's at
Okay.
the treasurer's office, not the assessor's office. We don't have tax bills. So
Okay.
if you want
Okay.
to owe tax bill, yeah,
Okay.
if you want to owe tax bill or check overpayment, you
Gotcha.
can check on the Cook County Cook County Treasurer's website, sorry. But if you want to check exemption history, you can definitely come to our office. We can do that for you. 1, 2, 3. Our records go back to 1993. So
wow.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you, Hector.
I
We
think I know you from church.
you know
you
who-
might know me from church.
Presbyterian, yes.
You might. I'm everywhere.
Awesome. Okay, tomorrow you guys will be getting the copy of the recording. And then you will
Okay.
also get it in the newsletter, in the weekly newsletter on Tuesday. And then I sent out, I put on the chat the links to all of the other counties, but I will have that also in the recording for tomorrow and the newsletter next week. So you'll have access to that as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. I hope this was helpful for you. And if you got information that was helpful for you, take action. Like Hector was saying, you got to take action so that you
Absolutely.
can really benefit from those exemptions. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You guys have a good
Have a
evening.
good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.